What's going on, guys? It's your boy Fix-It Daniel, and yes, I am back for 2022 first video. We are going to be back on my car. We got something pretty interesting to show you guys. I'm hoping that this will be the final chapter of this, and I'm going to take you guys along with me, and I'm going to explain to you what we're about to get into. So let's get it. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you guys have not seen my stuff, please go down, like, and subscribe. But today we are back on my Cadillac, and for another issue of round 3 of our O2 sensors. If you see in the thumbnail, you know what we're talking about. So if you guys have not seen my videos, my other 2 videos, please go check them out. But I'm hoping that this is going to be the final chapter of these O2 sensors that I've been dealing with. I've been off for 2 months trying to figure this out, trying to go and do everything I can to fix this. So we are going to get into it, and I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay, guys, so I'm going to explain to you why it's been taking me so long to figure this out. I've done this in 2 videos. The first video, we replaced all 4. If you haven't seen that, please go check it out. It's pretty cool, showing you guys how to do it. So I replaced all 4 O2 sensors. I got 2 upstream, 1 on the driver's side, passenger side, and then 2 downstream on the same sides. So those all went successful. But as it continued on, 3 worked, 1 didn't. So it ended up coming to be that it was the bank 1 sensor one. Now, for the longest time, I thought it was the driver's side. Just automatically assumed that's what it was, because I figured that one was the driver's side has the aftermarket CAT, where the passenger side has the OEM one, which is weird, but it's just what it is. So I thought that it was the driver's side for the longest time until I did some more research and come to find out the passenger side is bank 1 sensor 1. The passenger side is bank 1 sensor 1. The driver's side is bank 2 sensor 2. So I was doing the wrong side the whole entire time, for the longest time. So by the second video, we figured it out, replaced it, thought everything went good, but after a few weeks later, or maybe even a few hours later, it came right back. So it didn't fix it. So did the whole entire thing. I was getting frustrated, so I did everything off camera, because I wanted to figure it out and then show it to you guys. I didn't want to keep doing a video of me just making a mistake and then not getting it right and just keep doing it. So I wanted to really figure it out and then show it to you. Well, I kept trying to do a video on it, and every time I did a video on it, it just didn't work. So I had to scrap 2 videos before I could even get to this one. So I got so frustrated I just stopped. Did it on my own off camera, did some research, did some checking. So pretty much in a nutshell, I looked and did some research, figuring out what the issue could have been. So it ended up being a heater element in bank 1 sensor 1, which is basically, and I'll explain it to you later when I get the O2 sensor. Well, actually, hold on. So I'm going to explain to you what that is. If you don't know what do you mean by, a heater element, or if you've never heard of it before, you never think about it before, well, this is that. So this is the old O2 sensor. It's not the right one, but it's a good example to explain. So most new cars, maybe this vehicle, I don't know if any other ones, but some vehicles have an O2 sensor, just like this one. Some of them have heater elements in it. So it's considerably thinking like a diesel truck. They have glow plugs instead of spark plugs to ignite the diesel. So this is somewhat the same way, but it has 2 things inside of it. Not only does it have a heater element, but also has a sensor. So it has a sensor in it that sends information, but it also has a heater element. So basically, when the car starts, when cold start in the morning, whatever, there's a heat element right about here inside this little area. It glows. So what it's doing is heating up this O2 sensor to get a better signal, better information early. Instead of you waiting for this to heat up with the car after it gets heated up, and it's a late information, the heating element will heat up the O2 sensor to get it to give you early information so it can adjust everything before it gets too hot. And then when it gets hot, it just shuts off. It's all in a matter of seconds or minutes. But this is the issue I was having, was the heater element inside the O2 sensor was bad or not working or whatever. So I kept replacing them over and over, and it just wasn't working. Thought I'd figure out some kind of trick way of making it work. Still didn't work. So I thought that it wasn't the O2 sensor, because every time I tested it, it seemed like it tested pretty good. The heater element would light up, I'd get some kind of a signal, and then boom, it would work. So I thought it was good, but it turns out it wasn't. Actually, it wasn't. And it was just after tons and tons of research, from checking the wires. I thought I had a ground fault, because when I tested on my meter, it wasn't giving me any voltage that it needed to be. It was giving me like 9 to 10 volts when it was supposed to be 12 or 13 or 14, whichever. And when I grounded it to something, I get the 12 or 13 volts. It's like, oh great, there must be a ground issue. So I kept tracing the wires, put it on a toner. It would tone all the way to the computer, which is where it goes. Both of the negatives of the heater element go to the computer. The computer hits it to turn it on, to turn on the heating element. It seemed to be fine. Trace it out. I lose it in the kind of like a jumbling point. There's a jumbling point in the wiring harness where it looks like everything all comes together and kind of separates and splits off or whatever. So I thought maybe it was in there. Never got a chance to even check that. I just didn't want to start ripping out wires and then it'd be nothing. Then I thought it could have been in the PCM. So I checked it, checked the tone of the wire, seemed like it was pretty good. Put some dielectric grease in there to make sure that it was, it was getting good contact. Seemed to be fine. Did a check on the meter, seemed to be fine. But it still was not, it still had a heater element fault. I couldn't figure out for the life of me what it was. And I was limited with my tools. I don't have a scanner tool, which I'm eventually gonna hopefully get one that might help me out a little bit more better. So I had to, lo and behold, give it up to the dealership, which I did not want to do. Dealerships are quite expensive, but in this case, it was an expense that I was willing to pay for to figure out what the issue was. So come to find out, it's just an O2 sensor that was bad the whole entire time. But it's not just the O2 sensor. What had happened was I ended up getting the wrong part of the O2 sensor. Yes, this was the reason why I wanted to make sure, because this end is perfect, is specific. It's got a flat end on one side and a curve on the other side, and I wanted to make sure it all worked. Now, yes, they sell these online, aftermarket, in a line of different ones. So you really don't know. You punch in your vehicle, whatever year your vehicle is, make and model, O2 sensor, upstream, boom, you get one. But you get a lot of lists of some, but you don't know which one's the correct one. So you just go grab the one, because you know that the OEM ones from the dealership or whatever are like $300 a piece, $400 a piece, depending on where you get them from. So I was like, I don't want to pay that much. I'll just get a aftermarket one, should be good. Nah, not even close. So after 2 or 3 of these online, from eBay to Rock Auto to everywhere, come to find out that it's from the dealership. I just had gotten the wrong part number. So all this time, it was just because I didn't get the right specific one. So even though people don't like going to dealerships, or some people call them stealerships, it's a new term, but dealerships are not that bad. Sometimes you have no choice but to go to the dealership to get the right part to make sure it works perfectly. Sometimes aftermarket just doesn't work. Now, they do have the actual part number online, and I could get it aftermarket now that I know which the actual right part number. But in this case, it wasn't much difference in price, and the dealership actually worked with me on their price, which give thanks to Subtle Dealership in Newport News. They really did a really good job on because they could have. It was really high when he told me the price, and I freaked out. And then when I went up there, he pretty much cut me down a price, which was really nice of him to do that. So, but now I got the actual parts. So we are going to get this in here, and hopefully everything works perfectly fine. So right now, I'm going to show you the codes that it's throwing right now, and then we'll keep on moving forward. Okay, guys, so we're in the car. I just wanted to show you what codes I have. So we're going to go to scan codes. So as you see, I'll get my camera closer. As you see, I have a P0030 for a heater circuit for bank 1, sensor 1. That's the passenger side. And I have a P0050 heater circuit for bank 2, sensor 1. So that's the driver's side. So I got both O2 sensors heater circuits that are out, which is why we are going to replace my O2 sensors. And we'll go into a little bit more details. Okay guys, so now you see the codes that I just showed you of what's going on with this vehicle. Now we're going to go ahead and start working on getting these bad O2 sensors out, and we'll get them in. So we got to work on getting this cowl out for the driver's side because that window motor is in the way of getting to it. Passenger side is really easy, so that's really easy to get to it. But we got to take apart this whole entire thing to get to the driver's side. So I've showed you in the other videos how to do this. I showed you in the very first video how to do this. I'm not going to bore you with it because if you've seen my videos before, you kind of already know. But I'm going to do some time-lapse mode and we're going to get this out. But we got to definitely get that battery turned off because we're going to clear the codes. So let's get to doing that and then we'll go. All right, guys. So we're going to take this panel off. We're going to set it to the side. And now we're going to get these battery leads out. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump it with a little jumper. So basically, if you have not seen it before, I'll just explain it again. I think I've explained it a bunch of times, but if you have not seen, this is your first time seeing this video, I'm going to explain. So we have codes. We want to clear the codes. Granted, yes, you could use a computer, you could use a module or whatever. Sometimes you can just pull those off, wait 15 seconds or minutes or however you want to do it, and then you can redo it. But we're going to completely clear out the codes. So we're going to use a jumper. What this does, we're going to jump it here and here with it off the battery. What it does is this is going to kill all the battery, all the power out of the capacitors. And then we're going to go ahead and start working on it. So that way, when we replace these O2 sensors, we can actually get a nice, good, fresh start. And when they start calibrating, they'll be calibrating completely clean with no codes, no issues, no power going through, nothing. So everything will get nice and synced up, and then we should be good. And just forgot to mention while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and take off and clean the mass airflow sensor just to get that nice and cleaned up, make sure that's all good. And maybe you might even check out the throttle body because I did in another video when I was changing my oil, I did clean this and put some Teflon coating on the back to keep the dirt from building up, seeing if that would actually make it easier for me to have to clean it, just wipe it and stick it back in. We may check it if we have time, but if not, we'll do it in another video, but just something to keep in mind. But let us go and get on this. So we are going to go ahead and take off the battery. All right, come on. All right, we're going to take our rag as a blocker. For the time being, we'll straighten it out a little bit, keeps it from touching. We'll get this side here. All right, get a other rag, block this. Makes room, so I got a little cover sheet, so like that. We're gonna kick it back. Then we're going to take our leads, make sure we're not touching anything. So we're going to do one on the ground, then one on the positive, and that's it. We'll leave that sitting till we finish the whole entire thing in the car. Take our little cloth, lay it over so nothing touches it, and that's it. We are ready to go. We're going to get this cowl and window wiper and motor out so we can get to the driver's side in time-lapse mode. Alright guys, so we are back. We finally got the everything off. Got the motor mount, or got the motor wiper motor out, all the little trims and stuff, and now we can gain access to the back of the O2 sensor. It's actually right there. I don't know if the camera will. Yep, right there, that little black piece, that's the O2 sensor for the driver's side, and passenger side on the other. So we're gonna get this disconnected, and then we're actually going to get them out. All right, guys, so we are done. We got that out from under the car. We're not done, but we got them all out. So this is the driver's side, and this was the passenger side. Now, that's concluding to what I just talked about in my video. So I had two wrong plugs. So this is the driver's side, and this was and actually it's the last 5 numbers. So if you can see it, it is a 90009, a W. This was on the driver's side. Now it was working pretty good, and then in all the instance of the passenger side going out, these went out. So maybe because it was overworking or something happened. So I don't know. But this is the passenger side, and the passenger's side was a 17321, and this was the Bosch. This is the Bosch one. So as you see, I have it written down that was the passenger's Bosch 13321, and then the driver's side was a 90009. But the actual part that I needed was this. This is a 12596327. Now this is an OEM GM product from the dealership, but you can get it online. That's how much it cost me. But it was like, I think before he had changed, it was like going to be like $400 for a piece. So I think it was like 400. No, it's like 400 total, 400 and change total. And then he dropped it down to like, I think it was like 3 something. He dropped it down to like 3 something. So really good price, but it was expensive for 2. But hey, it's GM quality parts. So we are going to put these, and here's the description. If you guys want to get one, it is this 12596327, and these are from the dealership. But like I said, you can get them online. Just make sure if you're ever going to replace them, if you want to really know for sure if you got the right O2 sensor for your vehicle, you can always go to the dealership and tell them that you need one, and then just ask them what the part number is. And then you can go online and then get it yourself, because they were cheaper. They were cheaper online by, I think they were like online at there's a GM on-site store. I think they were $224 for 2, when I paid about $3, but that's not including shipping and tax. So it probably would have been about the same price. That's why I went and got it from the dealership, because only thing was the dealership got it to me the very next day, where on site would have got me like maybe 2 days later. So you pick your choose. You wanted it, we want it sooner, you want it later. But we got the old ones out. Now we're gonna get the new ones in. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry it took a little while, but these things are hard to get in. But as you see, there's one, and there's the other one. You can even see the blue wire down there, but they're all connected. All we have to do now is get all this back in, and then we'll be able to start this bad boy, and hopefully everything works. So let's do another time-lapse mode. Okay guys, so we're back. So now I'm going to clean the mass airflow sensor with mass airflow sensor cleaner. Just really quick, just want to get a good spray, so that way when we restart this, we got a nice good seal. So we're going to pop this off. It'll let me. There we go. And pull this off. And just going to clean it. Get all the grime and dirt off of it. Let it dry. Got a little bit more dirt in there. Using just let it sit and dry, but I'm gonna let it blow it dry. All right, then we're gonna reconnect our wire. And we'll put it back on, and then we should be good to go to start. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are reaching the end. We got everything all buttoned back up. I sprayed the mass airflow sensor cleaner just to get it kind of clean. O2s are in. Everything's put back together. Last is cook the battery up, and we're gonna get this thing started. So let us do that right now. Let's disconnect. Goes out the way. All right. Get the positive back on. Have our key ready just in case the thing goes nuts. As it always does. All right. Let us put our tools down. Go ahead and put this cover back on. Close the hood. Let's actually leave the hood open, and now we're gonna go to get it started. All right, guys. So, as you remember, we had a check engine light. Hopefully, usually when I got the check engine light, it was automatic. So let's hope that this works out. So, cold start. Okay, it's gone. Doesn't seem like it's coming back, because normally it'd be instantaneous, like literally be instantaneous. When these were bad, it was seconds. It was that quick. But we restarted this car, so let it idle, maybe get up the temp, see if we see anything, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at it. Okay, guys, so we're gonna go take this thing for a nice good spin, and hopefully everything feels good. Gotta do some errands anyway. Gotta go get some gas and see if we ain't got no. Let's see. Wow, feels really good. So I had a little bit of a vibration, almost like it's missing. I knew it was the O2 sensors, but it was still reading. The O2 sensors are still reading, even though the heater element doesn't work. And it didn't work. But now they just work a lot faster and quicker. So should be good. We should be good. So I'm really looking forward to this. And super excited. So we're gonna give this good thing a good road test, go do some errands. Turning the car off and turning it on is usually the big thing, because these things when they weren't working, they were instantaneously, like check engine light, boom. You know, every time I started, I had to keep resetting my my little meter thing every time, my little gauge pod. Every time I get in the car, reset it, so that way, one, I didn't see the check engine light, and two, it would just go away. But it never really went away when you cleared the light. I mean, it's just that every time you start the car, the check engine light came on, so I left it. But now, guys, this feels so good. It feels so good to not have the check engine light when you start the car. So we're gonna continue driving this. I got a few errands I gotta go do. I gotta go get some gas in this bad boy, and we'll test it with the starts and goes, and we'll let you know, guys, how it goes. All right, guys, we are back. We're back taking it for a spin. Got it gassed up. It is running really smooth now, guys, and this thing is ready to go. Guys, everything is running really good. No more R2 sensor problems. No more check engine light. It is just smooth as butter now. Acceleration is even better than it was, maybe because I helped clean out the mass airflow sensor, but that is O2 sensors also help as well. But guys, that is it. If you guys have not seen any of my other videos, please go down, check them out, like, comment, subscribe, and everything. Well, guys, that's it. I can finally put the O2 issue to rest and enjoy the car. Guys, I'm just so super happy about that. I guess just for future reference, always just make sure you got the right part number for your vehicle. And if you have to go to the dealership, ask them what the part number is so you can go look it up online and do it that way as well. And then you'll be good to go. So guys, if you guys have not seen me on Instagram, please go to Instagram at FixItDaniel, right there, and go check me out, check out my stuff. I used to try to post some things on there, some comments. You guys can like and show me some comments on that one as well, or you can do it on YouTube. But guys, that is it. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day and enjoy the car, and just enjoy it. There are more stuff coming for this car, best believe. Now that this has been taken care of, we can move forward with some other stuff and really get this car to where I like it to be, and show you guys and maybe help you guys with your vehicle as well. But guys, thank you so much for all the love and support. I got some other cool stuff coming up, and hope you guys might like it. And when I show it to you, see how you guys feel about it. Well, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. You guys have a good and blessed day, and I'll see you on the next fix.